It's just wonderful being there in Uganda again.
We were able to spend quite a lot of time with leaders in churches here and partnering churches in Four12, and just taking our relationships further, doing leadership training, equipping people as much as we can as well. We went to a new area, Ginger, in Uganda, well, new for us at least, just to spend time with the leaders here, get to know them. And we stayed with Pastor Godfrey and Joy Wanamitsa, and we just sat together over supper and then started talking like deep into the night, just about the different challenges they've been facing. We were able to just say, hey man, let's pray together, let's get into God's presence.
After praying for a while, one of the saints started singing, and we sang, and it went back into prayer.
And as we did that for probably 30-40 minutes, it just felt like the Holy Spirit was working in our hearts. I think what happened was it felt like the Holy Spirit just made us family.
It was so precious. It's a miracle. It's only God that can knit hearts like He does.
So towards the end of the trip, we were in an area of the country that's quite poor, and one of the problems they have there is that some of the school children actually drop out of school because they can't afford it anymore. And there were 7 young ladies who had dropped out of school recently, and one of the young ladies in our team, Patience, was able to sit with them and just encourage them. And then Patience started telling her story of how she came to know Christ. And at the end of the story, she said, well, how many of you are Christians now that you have this understanding of what it means to be a Christian? And only one girl raised her hand. And so Patience just took some more time to tell them about Jesus and answer any questions they had. And so the following day she got together those 7 girls again and then said, well, now you know what it is like to follow Christ, what it truly means. How many of you want to follow Christ? And the remaining 6 ladies said, well, we want to do that. And they raised their hands, and our team was able to pray with them as they gave their lives to Christ. And the beautiful thing as well is we were able to connect them to the church, and now there's a journey forward for those girls.
I think what impacted me the most is the openness and the special calling that God has for the nation of Uganda and the people there. I do believe that God has called Uganda, not only because it's kind of central in Africa, but the nation, because of the hardships and things that they've gone through, that nation is ready to really be led by God and to really achieve His purposes.
And so if you're thinking, well, how can I get involved? Well, the first he'd possibly be just praying for the pastors and the leaders there. But I think one of the most important ways you can get involved is by actually going. So we're going to keep going once a year at least, but there are other opportunities as well. And so what you could do if you feel God's stirring your heart is start saving. Make sure you've got a passport, and then just start saving for the plane trip there, for the accommodation there. It is just so impactful.
And I can fully say that I know God will use you, as He doesn't look to only use the elders or the deacons, but He brings His kingdom through every saint.